Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. This is Lady V, Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, Empath, Intuitive, Certified Integrative Holistic Health, Lightworker Sherpa, author of the children's book. I have a copy on me of the children's book, How the Caterpillar Flew, Journey of Self-Discovery, which is a beautiful illustrated children's picture book available on all major online book retailers. You could read a synopsis on it on my website. Also, you can, if you're in the continental US, you can order an autographed copy from me, but it is available worldwide on many online book retailers. And if you're in the area of Boston or Atlanta or Florida, South Florida, you can find it on the shelves of Barnes and Noble. And also I do webinars and I do private sessions, higher realm magic webinars. There's lots of meditations only for $11 available on my website. The webinars are only $22. If you read the reviews and the comments, people are having phenomenal results with my webinars. Okay, don't think just because they're cheap and I won't charge much that that means they're not good. They're really great. I'm charging what I'm charging because that's what I was guided to do, so it could be accessible to as many people as possible and at least cover my bills that I'm paying, for the platform to do it. Okay, I wanted to thank you subscribers and supporters, especially thank you my Patreons. Okay, in this video I really want to cover what I've been dealing with, the energy. So I know many others are, because that's the way I roll. That's the way my oversoul guides me. Oh yeah, Lady VT is also available. I love this one. See the little people going? We are one in the spirit. Okay, available on my website. So right now what I've been experiencing for the past couple of weeks very strongly is Lightworker survivor's guilt. Because my sister's going through a lot. My older sister, she's going through a lot, and we're very, very close. She has breast cancer, and she's also dealing with a housing situation and her kids. And honestly, it's like every day I was crying about it up until a couple of days ago, because it's just so painful that you can try to give somebody as many solutions as possible. You could literally empty your bank account taking care of them and be like, okay, here's your solution on a platter. Here you go. And they still look at it and be like, meh, it's not exactly what I expected. And choose to continue in their misery and suffering. And you're there going like this, pulling your hair out, saying, why? You're not the only one suffering, especially when somebody has children, and she has 5. And they're all minors, and you see, the kids suffering because of a choice of a parent. That is a rather easy decision to make, but they're still stuck in their they're still stuck in their 3D behavior, in their cycles. And you could do all you could do is your best. All you could do is your best for them, even if it's your own child or your own parent or your own spouse or your BFF. All you could do is your best for them, and it's their choice on whether they choose to awaken to the next level to get them out of their misery and suffering, or maybe they just didn't have enough of the misery and suffering, and you just wonder what the hell is rock bottom for you. You sit there and you do wonder, what the freak is rock bottom for you? But again, it's their choice to make, just like it was your choice to make to get out of whatever situation you were in, to start ascending. Okay? So remember where you came from, because I did go through something like she went through. I was only in my 20s when I was given this chemo that I did not know was chemo. I was given Lupron because I had severe endometriosis, but what they did not diagnose, that was going undiagnosed, was that I had adenomyosis, which is these tumors formed from due to placenta being left in you especially when you have a C-section, if it's an emergency C-section, which I had with both my kids. So it's like I had a belly out to here. It looked like I was 7 months pregnant. Ended up I had like 32 tumors due to the adenomyosis. Okay, so it was pretty awful. I almost bled to death. It was really bad due to that. And they kept misdiagnosing me and gave me Lupron, which is what men are given for prostate cancer, but they also use it for women who have adenomyosis, which I did also have too. And that nearly almost killed me. Hair fell out. I lost 10% bone mass. I was on disability for 6 months. I had to use a cane because my bones felt like they were breaking all the time. And on top of that, my husband at the time started being physically abusive. The sicker I got, the more abusive he became, which is how narcissists are, because narcissists get very upset when you're not there to cater to them. And I was the one bringing home the big check. So I was unable to do that. If anyone's been on disability, you get paid crap. No one really wants to be on disability. So I'm bringing home a quarter of what I used to. So he ends up having to work more. So of course he turns around and blames me and is abusive. So I was only in my 20s when that happened. It was after I had my son. So I've been there, done that, dealt with that. But it wasn't long lasting. My sister's been going down this road for many, many, many years. Not to put the blame on, well, it's responsibility, to put a responsibility on people. You got to take it off of yourself and put it where it belongs. Even my own daughter, I had to take the risk. She was trying to put her drama that she's going through on me too. And I'm like, I didn't tell you to go through those things. I did not put a drink in your hand. I did not make you drive. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. So how is it you're putting it on me? What happens in a family dynamic and even in a friendship or any type of relationship, the normies, the earthians, as I call them, they like to, when they can't handle a situation that they know full well they put themselves in, they will find the strongest person around them, the light worker, and try to shove everything on them and be like, you take the responsibility of what I'm going through. You take my feelings. You take all this. I'll put it on you, and that's going to somehow make me feel better. Your job as a light worker is to scoop all that up and be like, that's your shit right there. That doesn't mean you don't help them. Especially, again, when there's children involved. Okay? Doesn't mean you don't help. But if you help and they don't receive your help, or they deny your help, or they don't take advantage of your help, that's it. It's not to say that's going to take all of the guilt away, because I'm like, even though I did close my office, it was a very good decision to make. Other stuff developed that I found out later that I was like, it's a perfect decision to make, to close the office, which I will be reopening up either the end of this year or the beginning of 2020. So in a different location, even though I love that office. But it has to be in a different location. So I feel my life is going really well. Everything is coming out, all my higher realm magic spells are working, let's put it that way. Everything is coming together, especially with Yemaya embodying her energy, channeling her energy, I should say, channeling her energy, being a vessel for that energy. I feel a cajillion times even stronger now, so with all that going on, it's like, my goodness, I like stop myself from getting too giddy. Really, honestly, it's like, oh, how could I be so happy when my sister's suffering like that? How could I be so happy when my daughter's going through so much shit? But then my oversoul keeps reminding me, like, how much more can you possibly do for them? And you almost, especially as an empath, I know exactly when my sister's going to feel sick from the chemo, and I'll call her up. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to send you this. It'll make you feel better. I know Like last night, I felt it. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to go to chemo today. When she comes out, she's going to feel sicker than she's ever felt, and blah, blah. It's going to happen. When you're seeing all that, when you're able to do that, it's even harder. It's even harder to make those hard boundaries and be like, this is not my path. This is her path. This is hers to work out. Because quite honestly, when I was going through my stuff, she was busy hating on me, and she wasn't very nice. So, it's like you did it, she has to do it too. And I did it with 2 children and a newborn, my daughter and a newborn baby. But, and it's not, I don't hold any grudges, which is why I emptied my bank account to help her, and I'll gladly do it again. I don't care. I don't want to see those children suffer, nor do I want my sister to die, with her leaving 5 little kids behind. So it's difficult to say completely let go of the survivor's guilt, the light worker guilt, okay? Because we are starting to flourish as light workers, as we should, as we're supposed to, coming towards the close of this year. This is the last quarter of the year coming up. We're supposed to have our stuff together completely. Because come 2020, that is when you think things are crazy now. That's because we see it as light workers. And the normies, the muggles, it's all going to be thrown in their faces come 2020. And there's nowhere they're going to be able to turn to get their eyes away from it. And that is that 2-year period they're going to start where it's okay, either you face it, embrace it, and overcome it with your entire world having been an illusion, or you continue to stay in the 3D illusion and you go down with it. It's I'm going to say it's as simple as that. May sound harsh, but that's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the situation. Okay? Now that's it with the muggles. Okay? Now as for us as light workers, since we're coming into this wonderful period of the divine matriarch and the divine patriarch, the divine matriarch being Yayama, and she is the earth goddess who is the womb of creation, coming in to be fertilized by Saturn, which is the patriarchal divine masculine energy of this solar system, and Earth is the divine feminine energy of the solar system, coming together on the 18th, because Saturn is going direct. Stations, it goes direct in 13 degrees, and 13 is the divine feminine, divine mother, divine matriarch number. That is why it has been banned from the Earth plane, where there aren't even 13 stories. The number 13 is so evil. Friday the 13th, and Friday, of course, Friday is associated with Venus. That's Venus Day, Friday, which is another divine feminine energy, right? So that's why they make Fridays like the divine feminine energy, most potent divine feminine energy day. So that is why they made it so evil, because to, again, subjugate the divine feminine energy, using the masculine energy, the patriarchal energy, to subjugate the divine feminine matriarchal energy. And no, I am not one of those crazy feminists, where's my blue and purple wig? No, I'm not one of those, okay? When I'm talking about the divine matriarchal and divine patriarchal, they are our parents, okay? They're the parents of the universe. Not the universe, of our solar system, okay? Saturn and Earth. And them coming together, our parents, our families reuniting. We are their children. Dad doves out, Devi's out, the punishment or the reward. And mom is the seed, is the womb of creation. She helps us create. She is the spiritual. She is the emotion. Okay? And they're coming together. Our divine family is coming back together. Okay? And we're going to be welcoming in that energy, soaking in that energy on the 18th, coming up. That's tomorrow, mañana, okay, adume, okay, tomorrow. I said it in 3 languages for you. So that's coming in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing my live stream. So please join me on that. Okay. As for the webinar, what we're going to do is Lightworkers is on Saturday, this Saturday coming up, which is the 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do a proper burial. The incantation and the ritual we're going to be doing via webinar is going to be proper burial for freedom, and we'll be using Osiris energy to do that. Okay, and the rising sun energy, the divine child is reborn. We are the divine child being reborn. And ooh, I have goosebumps. Whew, look at this. That's what we'll be working with. Oh, I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps. And this is the proper burial one. Okay, so the incantation ritual we'll be doing with that, with the rebirth, it's a rebirth, the reborn. Okay, so let me read you proper burial for freedom. Okay, that's the first one we're going to do both of them on Saturday. Okay, in order for life to flow and express itself, that which belongs in the world of death must be released. There is nothing to be gained and everything to be lost by trying to hold onto what which no longer serves us, which is better left to die. Okay, it's going to be intense. I did this a couple of years ago. Though it takes great spiritual courage to trust and allow this to happen, Osiris, Lord of the Dead, guides you now to release what which no longer needs to be part of your life so that you may be free. Free to be born again. Okay? And let me read you about the solar child, divine solar child rebirth, being reborn. Okay? A dark phase of struggle is over. A new phase is upon you. One of hope, glory, light, and triumph. It is one through wholeness, persistence. Even when you felt like giving up, you chose to stay strong, to surrender to the divine and continue with the path. Yay, us! You have been through much. Oh, yeah. And now victory is upon you, beloved, for the divine solar child, a new consciousness within you is born. Okay? So those are two big steps to take in one night, but we're going to do it because it's about time. For those who are ready, you do have until the end of the year. Again, if you're not ready right now, these webinars will be ready when you're ready. Okay? So you can go back and healing the wounded child, I would recommend, if you feel like you still have healing to do of the inner wounded child from this lifetime and past lifetimes, that webinar is fantastic. People are having amazing results with it. It is available. You can do that and then do this. You know, it's up to you. Okay, however you feel. I'm not going to force anybody to do anything. The choice is yours because it's about surrendering to yourself. That's what it's about. Okay, so that is September 21st at 8 p.m. Saturday Eastern Standard Time, and I suggest that you have a lapis lazuli with you. Okay, if you don't have lapis lazuli, clear crystal quartz is always a good substitute. All right, and a candle. Either you could have a white candle. I would use white in this situation. Okay, so we could come together and we do tapping, and I do Reiki on you to really open you up. And I always tell people, please don't drive while doing this, because I've had people, oh my God, I have to pull over the side of the road just listening to you. I feel woozy. Oh my God, what's going on? It's very powerful. Okay, so no driving. And you could attend and then do it on your own when you have privacy, but it'd be great if you could join in live and do it, and have the privacy to do it live. Okay, so that is it, y'all. Alrighty then, so Lady V out. Thank you for joining me. Visit higherrealmholistics.com if you're interested in session books. I have more than one book. Books, t-shirts, hoodies, merch. Booking a session, getting the webinars, and I also have my meditations that are all available. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, YouTube Live. Okay, Lady V out. Victory. We got this.